Societal issue in water resource. The distribution of water is inefficient because it has an expensive infrastructure, and the development and operations were all weakly managed by the government. Each province separately battling their own set of challenges in water supplies. And over the years, the quality of the water in the Philippines has worsened and worsened and worsened. Because of the population areas and the region of industrial and agricultural activities. These changes, these changes make it increasingly difficult for the communities living in urban areas to gain access to sufficient clean and safe water for everyday use. Furthermore, Filipino residents living in rural areas have a high chance in consuming water from the unimproved source as compared to those living in urban communities. Just like Metro Manila, home to more than 13 million residents, is heavily reliant on the Anganta as their main source for clean and safe water. The city's water provider, Manila Water, draws up to 1.6 billion liters from the dam each day. In recent years, this number has increased to 1.75 billion liters every day to accommodate the growing population. As cities continue to develop, the demand for resources increases with a limited supply of natural water. The challenges of providing adequate water and sanitation service surge. As part of their short-term solution, Manila Water has been obtaining their water supply from much smaller water sources called the MESDA. However, the effect of El Nino made the water supplies that serve the increased population unreliable. This is one of the biggest Filipino facing during the summer. This is what they call El Nino. The El Nino is a climate pattern which reflects the unusual warming from the surface of water and land. The Philippines have been in a constant battle with the threat of the severe weather condition known as El Nino since 2015. In early 2015 or 2015. And this powerful force of nature could worsen the inequity they already faces. El Nino is a primary culprit for the dry season and severe droughts that occur in the Philippines each year, causing water sources to dry up in some provinces, as experienced through dry condition.
So now I'm gonna explain the science principle and also the technology apply of water resources. So first, let's start with the science principle of water. Chemical component made of 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. We have to take care of the water source since we use it every day in our life, like for taking a bath or washing dishes and so on. Water is made up of 3 chemical components, 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen combined, then giving us the famous chemical formula of H2O. Water management is wisely and strongly supported to maintain healthy water. Water resources should be used as well as planned responsibly. So basically, it says that we have to manage our water resources because of our uses and waste. We have to start protecting water resources because we need the water and also the earth needs water. We need to start our action wisely using our resources. Water is like an economic good. As an economic good, the central goal is to achieve equitable location and sustainable usage of resources. Water allocates the benefits and costs and aim to maximize water benefit to society. So here are the links you can learn more about the science principle of water cities. Second, technology applied in water sources. First technology is Quency. Quency is a technology company that invented a device that can transform seawater into fresh water. A drinkable water device or tool that can be used by people in danger or emergency. This tool can help those people who don't have access to clean water. It can help thousands of people or even more. This device is capable of holding 2 liters of water from seawater. For not more than an hour, the people who will use this device can manually start the pump by pushing water in different filters, removing the bacteria or particles that are not clean to make it suitable for drinking. This device can be more cost-effective to produce and allows it to be donated around the world, making this to be a helpful device in the future as rated by the source. Second technology is hydroelectric power. Hydroelectric power is a form of renewable energy that uses the water stored in dams and also the rivers to create electricity in hydropower plants. The falling water rotates blades of a turbine which then spin a generator that converts the mechanical energy of spinning turbine into electricity energy. This is beneficial to us because it gives us light in our home and power up the machine that we use in our everyday life.
Addressing societal issue raised number 1 through the group's plan of action based on Laudato Si. Laudato Si's plan, which your institution, community, or family can use to discern and implement your response to Laudato Si. Guidance on actions that help build a better future through the Laudato Si's goal. From our own experience, we can say that you can change a lot with many small actions. Even if it seems difficult, if not impossible at the beginning, but over the years, everyone will see that their efforts, however small or large they may be, will make a difference. While there is no single short steps to stop water pollution, there are a number of things that we can do in our daily lifestyle to reduce water pollution. The best way to clean the polluted water is not to clean the polluted water, but to stop polluting. Greater use of clean renewable energy and reduction of fossil fuels in order to achieve carbon neutrality. Efforts to protect and promote biodiversity, guaranteeing access to clean water. We should use less plastic. It is very difficult to break down plastic after it is produced. Much of the plastic we consume end up in the world's water supply, where it is even harder to fish out and safely throw away. If you can use as few plastic items as possible, you are helping the environment. Plastic waste also spread decay in the water supply. Reuse items whenever you buy something that is not recyclable, such as a plastic. It is better to reuse this item as many times as possible. This habit limits your consumption and means less of those products will end up in the world's river, lakes, and ocean. Recyclable option. If there are 2 options for a particular item, try to pick the one that is easily recyclable. Glass bottles are much better for the environment than plastic. Do not dispose of oil in the sink. While there is nothing wrong with consuming oils in your food or applying them on your body, it is a bad idea to dispose of grease, fat, and use cooking oil in the sink or down the drain. Cleaning chemicals similar to oil, cleaning chemicals are hazardous when they enter the water supply. If you are emptying container of households cleaning supplies, do it in the trash can, not in the sink. Handle toxic chemical properly. The toxic chemical like ammonia, bleach, paint thinner, and many other chemicals are becoming a severe problem. And if these are dumped down the drain or the toilet, the effect add up. Therefore, proper disposal of this is important. Use environmentally friendly detergents. Whenever possible, get environmentally friendly detergents, soap, and dishwashing liquids. While these are sometimes more expensive, you are doing it friendly. Great service by using less harmful substance. Stop chemical pollution or stop the people on polluting. If you notice someone throw chemical into the water or hearing about such an incident, talk to your local water authorities about this matter. Tell them what you saw and know and implore them to take action. Just do not litter. If you are visiting an area where there is a nearby lake, river, or ocean, do not throw any type of litter or trash into or near the water. Even if you throw away a wrapper on the beach, the tide will eventually pick it up and take it into the water supply.